This is Fitness Blenders, Cardio, and Lower Body Shaping. In this workout, we're going to be doing 7 different exercises with a cardio interval in between each exercise. We're only going to be going through one round, and you're going to need a chair or a step for this routine. Now, we haven't included a warm-up or a cool-down, so you'll want to add one of those in on your own. So go ahead and stop it here and do your warm-up. Otherwise, we're going to start right into this routine with the up and out jacks. Go ahead and start them up. Nice even pace, doing a regular jumping jack and then followed by a front jack. Crossing back and forth, we're just doing 5 repetitions. Go ahead and let it relax. Start into those squats. Another 5 repetitions. Nice deep squat. Get those hips down there nice and low. Stand back up. Almost lock that knee out. Back down. All right, back to those up and out jacks. Nice quick motion. Make sure you're keeping that shoulder joint nice and tight the entire time. Never let those arms just swing around. And let it relax. All right, good job. That's the end of our first cardio round. Now we're going to move to the first strength round, which is a step up plus a knee. We're doing 14 repetitions on each side. Let's go ahead and get ready. And start up. Stepping up with one leg. That opposite leg comes up. Drive that knee up nice and high. Step back down. Make sure you switch those feet. Alternating feet every single time. Make sure you're getting a really nice drive on that knee. The higher the step, the better. So if you have just a small step like a staircase you're stepping onto, that's perfectly fine. But if you can, try to get a bigger step. Either step further up onto that staircase, 1 or 2 steps. Or if you have a chair like we have here, that works really, really well. It makes you have to work a lot harder to get that leg up there. Now this motion obviously primarily focuses on those legs. Your arms aren't really having to do a whole lot other than just swing around for overall balance. So make sure you're keeping everything nice and tight to that core section as well as that upper body and those arms to get a little bit more of a calorie burn out of it. The tighter you squeeze those abs, the more you contract that chest, that upper back, and those biceps and triceps for those arms, the more calories you're going to burn, the more tone you're going to get out of this, and the more cardiovascular effects you're going to have. So just keep that motion going. Make sure you have a nice even pace from start to finish. Now we're almost done. Just a couple more repetitions on each side. Just keep that motion going. Drive that knee. 1 more on each side. It's your last one. And let it relax. All right, good job. We are now back to the cardio interval. We're doing our up and out jacks as well as those squats. So let's go ahead and get ready for those. Starting off with those up and out jacks. And start up. 5 repetitions. We're counting 1 in each position. 3, 4, and 5. Switch to those squats. Nice deep squat every single time. Try to get those hips down as low as you can, at least the knee to hip height. If you can, drop those hips even lower than that. Nice full range of motion. And let it relax. Back to those jumping jacks. Make sure you're keeping them nice and quick. Make sure that shoulder joint is nice and rigid. That arm's nice and rigid. And let it relax. So let's go and get ready for our next exercise, the squat pulse. We're going to be doing 14 repetitions of this. We're going to be doing 2 pulses at the bottom for each repetition. Let's go ahead and get ready. And start them up. Drop down nice and low, nice deep squat. Pulse twice at the bottom. Then come all the way back up to full standing position before you drop right back down into that squat. This is a nice quick motion. There's no pause at the top really. So basically as soon as you get that leg straight, you're going to go ahead and bend it and go right back down into that nice deep squat. Just keep alternating back and forth. Remember those 2 pulses at the bottom. Make sure you're keeping your chest, your upper back, your arms nice and tight, as well as those core muscles to burn a few more calories, get a little more tone out of this, as well as challenging that cardiovascular system just a little bit more. Now we're almost done. Just 2 more repetitions. Keep that squat really nice and low. 1 left. And go ahead and let it relax. All right, we're going to move back into that cardio interval. We're going to be doing another couple of rounds of those up and out jacks and a round of those squats. We're going to be starting off with those up and out jacks. So let's go ahead and get ready. And start them up. Nice quick jumping jack motion. Again, make sure that shoulder stays nice and tight. Bring those hands up over your head for the regular jumping jack, then in front of your chest. And let it relax. Switch to those squats. Nice deep squat. We're just doing 5 repetitions. Make sure you're pushing yourself as hard as you can. So 1 more. And back to those up and out jacks. Nice quick motion. Get that cardio up. Just a few repetitions left. And let it relax. All right, let's go and move on to the next exercise. We're going to be doing a half circle lift. We're going to be doing 14 repetitions on each leg. Let's go ahead and get ready. And start up on those hands and knees, starting with that left leg first. You're going to bring it straight back behind you and make a nice U-shaped motion or a half circle motion. down and up and out to about a 45-degree angle, and then back again. Just keep it a nice, slow, fluid range of motion. Don't try to over-exaggerate that range of motion. You don't want those hips to rotate too much. You want to keep that back relatively neutral, a relatively flat back. So try not to lift that leg too much. It's just moving from behind you, then up to about a 45-degree angle, and back again, getting a nice low dip in the middle. Just keep alternating back and forth, tight squeeze that core. Make sure those chest and upper back muscles are contracted, those arms are contracted, getting a tight squeeze on that butt every single time you lift that leg. And we are almost done with this leg. Just one more out to the side. Bring it back, tight squeeze. Go ahead and drop that leg, sit back in those heels, stretch it out for just a second. Right back up, bring that right leg up, and start again. Start straight out. Then bring that leg off to the right to about a 45-degree angle, then back straight behind you. Nice, slow, swooping motion. Remember, like a half circle or a U-shaped pattern. Nice, slow, controlled motion, getting a tight squeeze on that butt every single time you bring that leg up. Just make sure that you don't try to overdo that range of motion by lifting that leg too high and causing those hips to tilt. You want to try to keep those hips relatively even, that back nice and flat. You just want to try to get as much range of motion out of that leg as you can, getting a nice tight squeeze on that butt without letting those hips move. Nice, slow, controlled motion. Just keep it going, focusing on that tight squeeze and focusing on keeping all those other muscle groups nice and tight as well. So those core muscles, that chest, that upper back, those arms, and every single muscle through those legs should be solid as a rock. Just hold it for a little bit longer. We're almost done. And let it relax. All right, you can sit back into those heels again if you want to stretch out those glutes. Otherwise, go and stand up for that next interval cardio, again with the up and out jacks and the squats. Let's go ahead and get ready. And start up with those up and out jacks. Again, we got 5 repetitions. Make sure everything stays nice and solid. Almost done. And switch to those squats. 5 repetitions, nice deep squat every single time. Really work those butt muscles. Also make sure those upper body muscles are nice contracted as well. We're almost done. And switch it back to those up and out jacks. Just a couple more repetitions. And let it relax. So let's go ahead and get ready for our next exercise, the marching bridges, where you're doing 14 repetitions on each leg, alternating back and forth. So let's go ahead and get ready for this one. Go ahead and drop down on the ground. And start them up. Squeezing those hips up really nice and high, one leg at a time. Get a really, really tight squeeze, really shoving those hips up over your shoulders as high as you possibly can. Drop down with a little bit of a hover underneath those hips, switch feet, and then squeeze up with that opposite leg. Just keep alternating back and forth, really focusing on getting as tight of a squeeze at the top as you can, never letting those hips actually touch the ground, and try to make sure that those glutes stay contracted the entire time. As you lift those hips up using that left leg, that right glute's going to want to try to release on you and relax completely. Try to keep it at least a little bit tight. And then same thing when you switch over to the right leg. As you lift up with that right leg, that left side is going to try to relax. So keep focused on keeping those muscles nice and tight, getting a tight squeeze at the top. Keep those core muscles contracted as well as those arms, chest, and upper back muscles. We have just 3 more repetitions on each leg. Keep those legs going. Nice tight squeeze, shoving those hips up nice and tight. Get a tight squeeze on that butt. Again, make sure everything's nice and contracted, everything through those legs, those core muscles, and those upper body muscles. Just keep it going. And let it relax. All right, good job. Let's go ahead and get ready for our next interval cardio. We're going to be doing another round of those up and out jacks and those squats. Starting off those up and out jacks, let's go ahead and get ready. And start them up. Remember, 5 repetitions, nice quick motion. Keep everything really nice and solid, those core muscles and those arms. And let it relax. All right, let's go and do those squats. Nice deep squat. Get those hips down nice and low. I know those legs are probably getting nice and tired by this point, but try to push that range of motion. Just one more. And back to those up and out jacks. Nice quick motion. Keep those shoulders nice and solid. Keep those core muscles nice and solid. Almost done. And let it relax. So let's go and move to our next exercise, the bent thigh lifts. We're doing 14 repetitions again. These are nice, slow, controlled motion. Let's go ahead and drop down on the ground, face down. Let's go ahead and get ready. And start them up. You want to lift that chest up off the ground just a little bit. Lift those arms up for a slightly harder version. Make those upper body muscles have to work. Then you're going to squeeze those thighs up off the ground as high as you possibly can with a bent knee. Getting a tight squeeze on those glute muscles. Nice, nice tight squeeze. with a little bit of contraction through that lower back. You want to try to keep that back relatively neutral. You don't want to try to over contract it. You don't want to try to lift that chest up too high. You just want it barely hovering. And you don't want to try to rotate those hips too much. You just want a tight squeeze on that butt, lifting those thighs off the ground as high as you can without over rotating those hips. Just 3 more repetitions, 2 left, tight squeeze the top, 1 more, and let it relax. All right, go ahead and stand back up. We got another cardio interval, another round of those up and out jacks and those squats. Starting off with those up and out jacks, let's go ahead and get ready. And start them up. Nice quick motion. Make sure everything through that chest and that upper body is nice and tight. Make sure those abdominal muscles are nice and contracted. And let it relax. Let's go ahead and switch to those squats. Nice deep squat. Try to get those hips down as low as you can, as low as it's comfortable, as low as you can control. We're almost done. Just 1 more. And switch it back to those up and out jacks. Almost done. Just 1 more. And let it relax. Let's go ahead and switch to that next exercise, the sumo squats with a lunge. We're alternating back and forth. We're doing 14 repetitions total. Let's get ready. And start up. Nice wide stance for that squat. You're going to drop straight down in the middle, then rotate off to the left. Go into a lunge, come back to the middle, nice deep squat. Rotate off to the right. Nice deep lunge, rotate back to the center. Deep squat, and then rotate again. Just keep going back and forth between that lunge and that squat, trying to push that range of motion as much as you can, trying to really work those thighs, those glutes, those calves even a little bit, and make sure those abdominal muscles, those obliques and that lower back are all really nice and tight. That chest and that upper back, as well as those arms. Make sure all those muscles, even though they're not really being used, are nice and solid, as well as challenging those leg muscles as much as you possibly can. And we just have 3 repetitions left. Squat in the middle. Off to the left. Squat in the middle again. Off to the right. 2 more repetitions left. Nice slow controlled motion. Getting a really nice deep squat and lunge. Squat in the middle. Off to the right. 1 more. This is your last progression of this exercise. Just focus on keeping a really nice clean range of motion, a really nice clean form. Just 1 more off to the right. And let it relax. All right, good job. Let's go ahead and move on to that next cardio interval. We'll be doing those jumping jacks, those up and out jacks, and that squat again. Let's go ahead and get ready. Starting off those up and out jacks. And start them up. Nice quick motion. Again, keeping those shoulders nice and solid. All those other muscles nice and solid. Burning as many calories as you can. And move to those squats. Nice low, deep squat. I know those legs are tired, but keep it going. And there's 2 more. Here's your last one. And back those jumping jacks. Nice quick motion. Snapping those feet in and out. Getting those arms moving. And let it relax. Let's go ahead and move on to our next butt exercise, the leg lift circles. Again, we're doing 14 repetitions on this one. Each side, so we're doing left leg first, then your right. Let's go ahead and get ready. And start them up. Go and extend that left leg out back behind you. Nice big circle with that leg. You're going counterclockwise, then pause at the bottom, then clockwise. Just keep alternating directions, back and forth. Nice fluid, smooth range of motion. Try to keep that back nice and even, nice flat back. Try not to lift that leg too high and over-rotate those hips. You want just a nice circle around that hip joint, making sure you're focusing on getting a really nice tight squeeze at the top of the range of that motion of that circle, then slowly letting that butt relax just a little bit as that leg drops down to the bottom of that circle where you pause in reverse directions. Just keep alternating back and forth. Again, keep those leg muscles nice and solid. Keep those core muscles nice and solid. That chest, upper back, and arms. All right, let's go ahead and switch that right leg. Same exact motion. Nice big sweeping circle. Pause at the bottom. Swing it back around the opposite direction. Pause at the bottom and swing it back. Make sure that back stays nice and level, nice and flat. Try not to over-rotate those hips. Nice tight squeeze at the top of that range of motion. Making sure you're keeping your abdominal muscles, those obliques, that lower back nice and tight, as well as that upper back, chest, and those arms. Just keep it going. And we're almost done. Just a couple more repetitions in each direction. This is your last exercise of this routine, so really focus on getting a really nice tight squeeze. We're almost done. One more back around. And let it relax. Drop that knee, sit back in those heels, and let it release. This workout is complete. Good job. You just finished Fitness Blenders cardio and lower body toning workout.